Hey everybody, this is Rustin with Metalholic Magazine and Access Entertainment. Here we are, Mayhem Festival, Day 4, Boise, Idaho. And we're going to do 5 minutes of mayhem here with Levi Benton of Miss May I. How are you doing, brother?
Good, tired, played a crazy show. Idaho was insane and sweaty, and it was awesome.
Everything's a little bit off today, but you know, with the sets and all that stuff. But it seems to happen every year here in Idaho. But we're glad that Mayhem comes back every year. Don't stop. So, how are things going so far? I mean, it's only 4 days in, but this is your guys' first time, right?
Yes, it's been awesome. It's we've done a lot of summer festivals and just festivals in general, and Mayhem every day is one of my favorite festivals already. And I think it's mainly just because it's Mayhem. It's a metal festival. We're usually thrown into, I guess, a jukebox of festivals. So this is nice that everyone who comes is a metalhead, wants to headbang, throw their horns up, have a good time.
Right. Well, and several of the guys have told me, and I've sort of watched it over the years, it's like an adult summer camp. There's a lot of camaraderie going on too. It's like just wildness, but everybody's just hanging out with everybody.
Yeah, everyone's like buying people drinks, beers getting spilled everywhere, everyone's helping everybody up. It's been great. So
now, after your guys' first two records, you really sort of began to expand your sound with At Heart, and even more with Rise of the Lion, the new album. Tell us a little bit about that evolution.
The biggest thing was we felt we weren't really in a rut, but we could do more. We got better instruments, and we didn't want to hold back. And we didn't want to release the same record twice. It's like if you watched a movie, you won't want to watch the same movie again.
Right.
So we wanted to, I guess, go out and do something different. And that was the main thing, and to just be diverse and to change it up. And we feel like it's been great. I feel if we didn't do that, we wouldn't have the opportunity to play Mayhem like this and do the shows and festivals we've done. We did. After At Heart, we did Five Finger Death Punch tours, Bullet for Valentine. It really opened up a whole new door.
Right.
And we're changing even more and getting, I guess, a wider door open, and it's been great.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but this ongoing buzz now, you know, and to get picked up for like Five Finger Tour, something like that, that's huge because that's a nice slot.
Oh yeah, it's been crazy.
To be playing and everything. So now, you guys have been continuing, you and Ryan, who's over there now, you guys have been sort of continuing to expand as vocalists as well.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that evolution.
I think that comes, the biggest evolution of it comes with us getting better at our instruments. Like, what I'm doing now, especially on CDs, isn't what was definitely not comfortable with doing it, especially on our first record. I didn't know half the stuff I know now about doing vocals, and just the bands we're listening to. I listen to a lot of black metal now, and Swedish metal, which I'm like, they're doing a lot of stuff that people aren't really doing over here in modern times, and just to pepper it in, to be a little different. And Ryan is, like any singer, just gets better every tour, and he's been doing a lot of vocal lessons, and now we're singing 3-part harmonies live, and just adding more and more to the show, and just trying to be the best we can.
Well, you and he both sort of went off and got some vocal lessons together, didn't you?
Yes, right before the last record. We went to Melissa Cross for a week, and it was like boot camp. She whipped us in some shape, and it's been awesome, and I think it really shined on this record, especially this record, working with Terry Date. He had a lot of vocal ideas and threw a lot of old school, I guess, techniques into it. I think you can really hear it shine.
Well, thank you for the perfect segue. You got to work with Terry Date. I know he was on your wish list. And I know you guys didn't even think you could get him, and yet he was interested in the band. Tell us, that had to be really exciting to hear.
That was crazy. We were in Australia when that happened. We were at Soundwave, and we were hanging out at the label, and we were talking about completely other producers. And like everyone's heard before, it's just, they brought it up, and he said he actually wanted to work with us. There was a bunch of bands, at least. It was cool because there's a bunch of bands that are our peers in our age range, I guess, and it was cool that he picked us out of other bands that he could have worked with. And we were just really honored for that, and it was great to work with him because now the band we hung out with him yesterday, and he's working with some more crazy acts to add to his roster, and it's awesome to be a part of, especially even his roster. Even if the record didn't even sell, just to be on Terry Date's roster is an honor.
Terry Date did our album.
Yes, like I met that guy.
He did Pantera.
Yes.
So you guys are all Pantera fans.
Oh my gosh.
So if you guys were to cover a Pantera song, what do you think it might be?
Oh my gosh. You have to do a classic. You can't just do a rare one. Just Cowboys from Hell. It'd be just cool just to... The crowd would go insane. I couldn't imagine playing that song live. Even now, I hear it as changeover music, and I feel like the crowd goes crazier for the changeover music more than they do the bands, just because Pantera comes on, it's just like, oh, here we go.
How are we supposed to compete with that?
Yes. Why did you play that before a band?
So now tell us a good story from the studio, because I know you guys are all sort of fanboys of Pantera and Terry Date and everything. So in that time, what did you learn from him? Any great stories come out of that from your time with him?
Oh my gosh, so many. I'm trying to think of a cool story from Terry. That was that was the thing, is every time we'd be finished early, we'd just ask him. We would have like a couple more hours left in the studio, and we're just like, we just start asking questions, and it would be like a campfire, and he would just tell stories. And one of the coolest ones, we were doing this part, so I had to get really pissed off, and the fucking Hostile came up. Sorry, a Hostile came up.
No, you can swear.
Oh yeah.
It's metal.
Yeah. Hostile came up, and we're just like, I'm like, so what'd you do for that? And he helped me out with a little bit of things, and we did that. And he brought up when they were doing that, I guess they did it on a 58, like a little tiny handheld mic, and Phil was getting so angry that he kept throwing the mic down after every take. And for the last take, how they finished the session was, Phil was getting so mad, he threw it down, and it accidentally went into a trash can. And I guess they were eating chicken and everything. There's just barbecue sauce, and the mic got ruined and drowned in barbecue sauce. And so, like, when you hear that, and that's the sound that they used on the record. So when you hear it go down, the feedback, that's literally the mic landing in barbecue sauce. And I was just like, that's the coolest story. Now every time I hear it, I'm just like, I know exactly what happened.
Now on every album, you know, obviously you recorded the songs, so you guys all like them, but everybody in the band is going to have some different songs that resonate with them more than others. Are there one or two tracks in this album that resonate more with you than maybe some of the other tracks in the album?
Oh yeah, Hero With No Name is definitely one of my favorites. Hero With No Name and probably Lunatic, and I fought for both those to be singles. I lost the battle. But yeah, Hero With No Name is basically just because it's more heavy and it's just really sludgy. It was exciting for us to do that kind of song. And Lunatic was really cool because it was a little different for us to. It's more of a. I'm trying to think. It's got like a Slipknot vibe, not purposely, but that's what everyone tells us. And it was just something different. I get more excited about doing the songs we've never really done before. Which I guess the fans hate that because they're like, "What are you doing? You don't sound like you used to sound." Like, yeah, but it's way more fun to do something different.
Right. It's like when you get the blabbermouth idiots, like as soon as you changed on At Heart to do something different and evolve, well, they're not doing what they did on the first two albums. They suck now. Yeah. I'm just going to listen to these, and they're not my band anymore. It's
the worst.
It's so immature. So now, which Miss May I songs go for the best live? Because obviously, on a record, everything sounds great, but when you get live, some of them just take on a life of their own.
The Hey Mister is insane. Hey Mister is seriously like the best part of the set, just because I don't even have to announce that song anymore. We just start playing the riff and it just goes insane. We even played Download on main stage, and same thing. There was 30,000 people, and like the show was cool, people going crazy, and like right when that riff started, it was just like 5 pits opened up, and I was just like, holy crap! We're about to open up the doors.
Now, how much of the new album you guys playing out on Mayhem? Because I know you got a short set.
Yeah, that was a nightmare to try to figure out what to play. We're playing 4 new songs actually. A lot of it. We have a lot of singles on there, and it's our first time we have radio play, so we're playing Echoes because that was our charted 3 on radio. We have a new music video coming out in this tour, and we're playing You Want Me because there's a video coming out for that soon. And Refuse to Believe opens up the record, and it's just so much fun to play. That's sort of our selfish song to play live, because even if you don't like it, we're like, this is way fun to play, so we're just going to play it.
Nice. So, closing it out here, what's the biggest misconception people have about Miss May I?
Oh, man. I think the biggest thing is people think we're just like a young breakdown band, and I think that just comes with our age and the peers and the bands we tour with, which is nothing bad. It's not bad to be that kind of band, but I think people just think that, and they don't really listen to. They get that mindset, they won't play the record because of that, and I'm like, there's riffs and guitar solos and so much more to the band than just young guys playing loud. Like we really take time to be as good a musician as we can, and we bring in a lot of old influences that aren't really modern nowadays, but they're modern to us. So we're playing what we like to play. We're not really going with the fads and the hype, and I think it gives us some plus and some negatives sometimes.
Nice. So just for fun, obviously you've got nice ink on your arms there and everything.
Thank you.
What was the first tattoo you ever got, and what's the story behind it?
Okay, so I never ever wanted tattoos, and even on our first tour I never had tattoos, and once our first music video went up, it was on MTV, and I was like, okay, I need to get some tattoos because I was like, I made it. I need tattoos, and I went all out. I got this half of my arm done first, not the upper half. I went straight for this because I knew I would wuss out if I got upper. So I got actually all of this that you see, I got all in one session, or I guess a few sessions, but all
You
of
have
this.
to hold up.
Yeah, yeah.
Shit, there we go.
Got all of this done for my first tattoo, which yeah, it was
Is there a
pretty
story
crazy.
behind it?
Yeah, yeah. It's basically my life short tattoo. It's sort of an oxymoron. It's a tree with roots and the clock. It's a grandfather clock in the tree, and it has no hands on the clock. So it's basically my life short. This is actually, out of all my tattoos, because I'm a real snob about tattoos, this is the only tattoo I have that has no meaning and looks cool. So, and I know a lot of people get usually their entire body because of that. Like, this looks cool, so I got it. This is the only one that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, and I got the nighttime went with this. And, yeah,
Nice.
and my favorite tattoo would have to be my left arm. It's me and my little brothers. It's 3 lions, and the roses are our birthstone colors. So
Here we are, Rise of the Lion.
Rise of the Lion. I know, and I have another sort of lion-esque on my stomach. I can't stop. I'm addicted.
Levi Benton, Miss May I out here on Mayhem Festival. Thanks so much for taking the time to chat with us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.